Have you ever found yourself surrounded by people, yet feeling completely disconnected? Not because you were ignored, but because the conversations felt hollow, the energy artificial, and the whole experience left you questioning why you were there in the first place. Have you noticed how much more alive you feel quiet company of your thoughts, away from the chaos of meaningless interactions? Does this mean you're antisocial, or is it a sign that you're evolving? A sign that you've started to value depth over quantity, peace over noise, and authenticity over pretense? In today's video, we're uncovering 5 reasons why you might not like to be around people, and why that's not only okay, but a powerful choice to focus on what truly matters. With insights from Stoicism, we'll explore why sometimes stepping away from the crowd is an act of wisdom and strength, not weakness. Before we begin, let me remind you, if this content resonates with you, take a moment to hit the like button. Why is this so important? When you engage with this video, YouTube recognizes its value and shares it with more people who, just like you, are searching for guidance. And here's a simple truth. When you help others, the universe often finds a way to help you. So take action. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others. It's a small step, but transformation always begins with action. Let's dive in. Number 1. You feel that relationships lack depth. Picture this. You're at a party, surrounded by smiling faces and endless compliments. You look amazing, someone chirps, while another guest remarks, "Wow, what a fascinating story." All delivered with the sincerity of a customer service script. Everyone's talking, but no one's saying anything. As the night drags on, you catch yourself thinking, I could have been at home, reading a book, learning something meaningful, or just not pretending to care about who vacations in Tuscany every summer. This is the curse of surface-level relationships. They thrive on small talk and transactional exchanges, leaving you drained and oddly lonelier than if you'd stayed in solitude. It's not that you dislike people, but you crave something more. Conversations that challenge your mind, connections that nurture your soul, and interactions that mean something. Instead, you're met with a cacophony of shallow words designed to fill the silence rather than foster understanding. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, might as well have been addressing every forced interaction at every networking event when he said, "Avoid meaningless talk, speak less and only of value." The Stoics believed that words, like relationships, should serve a purpose. But in a world where appearances often matter more than authenticity, we're bombarded with empty dialogue disguised as connection. Consider those relentless invitations to parties where the main event seems to be exchanging hollow pleasantries. You know the type. The host beams, guests sip cocktails, and you're expected to nod politely at gossip masquerading as news. You leave wondering what, if anything, was accomplished aside from the passing of time. Meanwhile, you could have been delving into a thought-provoking book, writing a journal entry that helps you reflect, or deepening bonds with someone who sees you for who you are. The lesson here is straightforward. Quality over quantity. A single conversation that leaves you inspired is worth 1,000 exchanges filled with empty words. Depth matters. Seek relationships that help you grow. Ones where vulnerability isn't a risk, but a foundation. Surround yourself with people who value meaning over pretense, and who would rather sit with your silence than fill it with noise. The next time you're tempted to accept an invitation out of obligation, pause. Ask yourself, does this add value to my life, or is it just another empty exchange? If the answer is the latter, choose solitude. In silence, there's clarity. In depth, there's growth. And in choosing meaning over superficiality, you might just find the relationships you've been searching for all along. Number 2, you're sensitive to negative energy around you. Have you ever stepped into a space where the air felt heavy, as if an unseen cloud of tension was pressing down on everything around you? Maybe it was the sharp undertones in someone's voice, the subtle eye rolls, or the low hum of complaints floating through the air. By the time you leave, you're carrying an invisible weight, exhausted not by physical effort, but by the sheer density of negativity you've absorbed. For people who are sensitive to energy, this experience is all too familiar. You don't just hear complaints or notice gossip, you feel it. A coworker's endless rant about their workload doesn't just bore you, it drains you. A friend's thinly veiled competitiveness doesn't just annoy you, it leaves you questioning why you even bothered showing up. And let's not even start on family drama, where unresolved grievances hover like a storm cloud, waiting to rain down at the worst possible moment. Marcus Aurelius, in his infinite Stoic wisdom, once said, "Do not let external things disturb your inner peace." Easier said than done when you're surrounded by people who seem to thrive on turning every molehill into a mountain. Negativity has a way of creeping in, disrupting your thoughts, and pulling you into a spiral of frustration that wasn't even yours to begin with. Consider the typical office meeting. One person complains about a new policy, and suddenly, it's like a spark in dry grass. By the end, the room is ablaze with grievances, blame, and barely concealed passive aggression. You leave not with solutions, but with a headache and the firm resolve to bring earplugs next time. Or think about social gatherings where drama is the main course. A friend starts sharing their latest grievance about another friend who isn't present, and soon enough, the whole table is dissecting someone else's life. You sit there, smiling awkwardly, wondering if you're the next topic when you leave. By the time you get home, the energy you had hoped to recharge is completely spent. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Set boundaries to protect your peace. Your energy is finite, and not everyone deserves access to it. If someone's negativity consistently leaves you drained, it's okay to step back. Choose your spaces and your company wisely. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who weigh you down with their constant stream of complaints, drama, or hidden agendas. The next time you feel the pull of negativity, pause and remind yourself that not every battle is yours to fight, not every drama needs your involvement, and not every complaint deserves your attention. Protect your energy as if it were gold, because it is. Number 3. You value silence and time alone. In a world addicted to constant noise, whether it's endless notifications, meaningless chatter, or the relentless background hum of distractions, you've discovered something precious: the serenity of silence. While others rush to fill every moment with activity and social obligations, you've realized that stillness is not emptiness, it's power. Picture this. It's Friday night, and while many people are packing into crowded restaurants or scrolling through dating apps to secure plans, you're sitting at home with a favorite book or indulging in a creative hobby. Your friends may not understand. "Come on, don't you want to get out and do something?" they ask. But for you, doing nothing is everything. It's the space where your thoughts breathe, your ideas flourish, and your soul recharges. Then there's the obligatory group outing, a picnic in the park with its chaos of frisbees, Bluetooth speakers, and potluck dishes that no one likes. While others seem to thrive on this communal chaos, you find yourself slipping away mentally, dreaming of the quiet space where you can hear yourself think. It's not that you dislike people, it's just that you value the clarity and balance that only solitude can bring. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he wrote, "We need quiet to hear ourselves and to understand what truly matters." Solitude isn't loneliness. It's a deliberate choice to create space for self-reflection and growth. In silence, you're free from the demands of social performance, able to reconnect with who you are and what truly matters. Even the simple act of taking a walk alone becomes a sacred ritual for you. While others walk with earbuds blasting music or podcasts, you stroll in silence, listening to the rustle of leaves or the sound of your breath. These moments of stillness, however small, feel like the reset button your mind craves. The lesson is clear. Time alone isn't an escape, it's an investment. While others rush to keep up with the noise of the world, you're creating the stillness needed to listen to your inner voice. And in doing so, you're building a deeper connection with yourself, one that no amount of socializing could ever replace. Number 4. You despise pretense and the performance lifestyle. You can spot it from a mile away. The perfectly curated social media posts, the endless humble brags, and the carefully crafted personas that some people wear like masks. It's exhausting, isn't it? The parade of status updates, the superficial chatter, and the constant showcasing of achievements that feel more like performances than genuine moments. While others seem to revel in this game, you see it for what it is, a hollow charade. Imagine attending a dinner party where the conversations orbit around designer labels, luxury vacations, and the newest tech toys. Someone casually drops the price of their watch into the discussion, while another boasts about their child's private school as if it's a personal accomplishment. You sit there, politely nodding, wondering when the dinner will start serving substance, both on the plate and in the dialogue. The problem isn't that you dislike people, it's that you crave authenticity. You'd rather sit in silence with someone genuine than endure hours of posturing from those who seem more interested in being admired than being real. Marcus Aurelius understood this when he wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Be true to yourself today." The Stoics valued truth, depth, and living with integrity, qualities that feel increasingly rare in a world addicted to appearances. Think about relationships built on showing off. Maybe it's a friend who only calls when they have something to brag about, or a colleague who can't seem to function without reminding you how successful they are. These interactions leave you feeling more disconnected than ever. You find yourself yearning for conversations about life's real challenges and triumphs, not a competition of who can shout their accomplishments the loudest. Even in everyday encounters, the performance lifestyle is everywhere. At the gym, someone isn't working out, they're staging a photo shoot. In the office, another person isn't collaborating, they're rehearsing their next self-congratulatory monologue. The facade is endless, and you can't help but feel like stepping away from the noise is the only sane option. The lesson here is stark but liberating. You don't need to play their game. You don't need to pretend, perform, or compete in a race that has no finish line. Instead, seek relationships where authenticity is the currency, where vulnerability is celebrated, and where you can simply be yourself without fear of judgment. So the next time you're invited to join a conversation or a relationship that feels like a stage play, ask yourself, does this align with who I am, or am I just playing along? If it's the latter, walk away. The stage isn't yours to stand on, it's a place you've risen above. Number 5. You're focused on your journey of self-growth. There's a quiet beauty in choosing to step away from the crowd, not out of rejection, but out of intention. In a world that constantly pulls us outward, with its demands for attention, its noise, its endless distractions, you've chosen to turn inward. This isn't isolation, it's a sacred act of self-discovery. It's about making space to nurture your growth, to learn, and to reconnect with the truest version of yourself. You've realized that not every invitation needs acceptance, not every social event needs your presence, and not every conversation deserves your energy. Instead, you found joy in dedicating time to what truly matters, cultivating your skills, improving your well-being, and diving into passions that light you up. Maybe you've picked up painting after years of setting it aside, or perhaps you're spending your weekends learning a new language, strengthening your body, or building something meaningful, something that feels like yours. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, nothing is more important than your progress and the wisdom you build each day. Growth isn't a race, it's a quiet, persistent journey. And sometimes, stepping back from the social swirl is the only way to move forward. It's not about rejecting others, it's about choosing yourself, just for a while. Imagine saying no to a dinner out because you've promised yourself an evening with a new book that's been waiting on your shelf. Or opting out of a weekend road trip because you need those days to work on a project that feels like an extension of your soul. These moments aren't selfish, they're investments. They're choices that speak to your commitment to becoming a better version of yourself, not just for you, but for the world around you. The beauty of this journey is that it's healing. When you prioritize your growth, you begin to shed the expectations that others place upon you. You stop measuring your worth by how often you're seen or how many social milestones you've hit. Instead, you find fulfillment in the quiet milestones. The skill mastered, the clarity gained, the peace restored. And here's the truth. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you don't withdraw from the world. You prepare to re-enter it more fully. A better you is a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone you meet. By taking time to grow, you're not just healing, you're building a stronger foundation for the relationships, work, and passions that truly matter. So if you find yourself drawn to solitude and self-improvement, embrace it. You're not running away. You're stepping into the person you were always meant to become. And in that journey, you're not just transforming yourself, you're preparing to elevate the world around you. For number 6, social environments can feel overwhelming. Let's be honest, sometimes social gatherings feel less like a fun event and more like an Olympic mental triathlon. You walk into a room where everyone's talking over each other, someone's shoving appetizers in your face, and there's a playlist that somehow features both EDM and 80s ballads blaring in the background. It's not a party, it's sensory overload disguised as networking or family bonding. Picture this, you're at your cousin's engagement party. Aunt Linda is recounting her hip surgery in gruesome detail. Your uncle is passionately debating tax brackets with anyone who will listen. And a toddler is screaming somewhere, but you can't locate them. Meanwhile, you're trying to remember the name of the third cousin you only see at funerals, while nodding politely at someone's unsolicited tips for organizing your pantry. By the time you leave, you've mentally categorized this as not an event, but an endurance test. Here's the thing, it's not that you dislike people. It's just that your brain has limits. There's only so much it can process before it waves a little white flag and begs for solitude. Social environments are like running apps on your phone. Too many at once, and your battery drains faster than you can recharge it. This is why stepping back isn't avoidance. It's a hard reset. Time alone lets you process the chaos, recharge your energy, and prepare to face the next inevitable wave of social commitments. Think of it like cleaning your mental desktop, closing all those open tabs of conversations and background noise so your mind can run smoothly again. So the next time someone says, "Why are you so quiet?" just smile and say, "I'm saving my brain power for quality interactions." Because the truth is, you're not antisocial. You're just conserving your energy for things and people that truly matter. And honestly, Aunt Linda's hip saga can wait. Number 7. You value being true to yourself over following the crowd. Let's face it, social settings often come with their unspoken script. Everyone's supposed to laugh at the same jokes, nod at the same opinions, and somehow pretend that the office's decision to increase synergy is anything more than a fancy way of saying, work harder with fewer resources. For those who value authenticity, this unwritten code isn't just exhausting. It feels like trying to cram yourself into a one-size-fits-all jumpsuit that wasn't made for you. Take work as an example. The team decides to cut corners on a project, and while everyone is patting themselves on the back for their efficiency, you're sitting there thinking, great, now I'm complicit in a half-baked disaster waiting to happen. You could speak up, but you also don't want to be the buzzkill who gets labeled difficult. Instead, you quietly stew in your 5 discomfort, wondering if your career goals now include a survival guide for corporate peer pressure. Or consider your friend group. Everyone is obsessing over the latest celebrity drama, debating who wore what at the awards show or who unfollowed who on social media. Meanwhile, you're sitting there wondering when you can steer the conversation towards something remotely meaningful, like how they're doing, or if they've had any life-changing realizations lately. But no, you smile politely, sip your drink, and dream of the moment you can escape back to your world of books, podcasts, or anything else. The pressure to conform in these situations isn't always explicit, but it's there. Smile, nod, laugh at the right moments, and don't disrupt the flow, even if everything inside you is screaming, "Why am I here?" Over time, this performative socializing can make you feel disconnected, not just from others, but from yourself. Spending time alone offers a much-needed antidote. It's your chance to recalibrate, to think about what truly matters, and to align your actions with your values. When you step away from the crowd, you're not being antisocial. You're choosing to preserve your integrity. You're giving yourself the freedom to reflect on who you are and what you stand for. So when you do re-enter the social world, you can do so on your terms. The next time you find yourself in a situation where everyone's agreeing just to keep the peace, remember this. Being true to yourself isn't always the easy choice, but it's always the right one. And if that means spending more time in the peace of your own company, so be it. You'll come back stronger, clearer, and ready to connect in ways that matter. Conclusion. Not wanting to be around people doesn't mean you're lonely or antisocial. In fact, it might be one of the clearest signs that you're learning to value yourself, your peace, and your personal growth. It's not about rejecting others, it's about embracing what truly aligns with your needs and goals. Sometimes, the best way to connect with the world is to first reconnect with yourself. So what about you? Do you recognize yourself in any of these reasons? Have you found yourself stepping back from people to protect your energy, rediscover your passions, or simply enjoy a bit of calm? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you're navigating your journey toward clarity and self-awareness. And here's your next step. If this video resonated with you, show your support by hitting the like button. Why is this so important? When you engage, YouTube recognizes this content as valuable and shares it with others who, like you, are searching for guidance. By doing this simple act, you're not only helping the channel grow, you're helping others discover the strength to live life on their terms. But that's not all. Subscribe to Victory Stoic and become part of a community where we turn challenges into opportunities, find wisdom in life's quiet moments, and learn to thrive with the timeless teachings of Stoicism. And don't forget to share this video with friends who might need to hear this message today. Together, we can inspire more people to find strength in solitude and courage in authenticity. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius taught, look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you look. Solitude isn't something to fear. It's a chance to grow, to reflect, and to prepare for deeper, more meaningful connections. Embrace the quiet, trust your journey, and never be afraid to walk your own path. You are not alone in this, because here at Victory Stoic, we're walking it with you.